Oh, here we are. Good morning. We're going live everywhere. How are you? It is Monday, December 13th, if you're joining me in real time. And I myself am just getting back from a trip. Good morning, Freight Lady BJ. How are you today? I am just coming back from an amazing, powerful retreat in Sedona, Arizona. And my goodness, it was so phenomenal. And I'm here this morning kind of reflecting it was something that was on my vision board. So I took it off and I get to put the date on it and be like, I did it, right? But it's so funny because when it was first announced, I knew immediately it was something that I wanted to do. And then when it came time to register, I did that thing, that we do, right? Well, maybe I should wait and da da da. And I did this thing like, well, if my tax money comes in, right? I had been waiting months for that. If that comes in, I'll know and I'll just go. And it came in. And I still went, well, and I just did all of these things in my head until finally I said, get it together, right? And I did it and I brought my kids because, one way back so many years ago when I first started homeschooling, the whole point was for my kids to have experiences. And I mean, my goodness, how much of an experience would this be for them? So, just did the whole thing, brought the kids, and they had an amazing time. Even when I was in the retreat, there was so much to do for them. And it was a beautiful resort, a beautiful view, just completely surrounded by those Sedona mountains. Oh, unbelievable. And then of course the healing and the ahas, the reflections that happened within the retreat were just and of course those will be coming to you, in time. And of course one of them will be today, actually. But I had to tell you the travel story on the way back because it's just so bizarre and it has to be shared. I feel like it was like a an airplane flight from a movie. Okay. So we're sitting there, um bringing our plane back. Beautiful start to our travel. Good morning, Gain with Richard, nice to have you here. It was a beautiful start. We had to leave really early. It's a 2-hour drive from Sedona to Phoenix, where the airport is. And so, we really just got to watch the sunrise with the mountains, and it was so stunning. Seamlessly got the rental car back. We, got the shuttle to the airport. Lots of lines into the airplane, but it was good. It was good. Airplane was taxiing off. And, I found out later my daughter had it too. We both had sort of a funny feeling, not a panic, not a like, uh-oh, something's wrong, but just something's funny, right? And here we are, maybe about an hour and a half into the flight. And all of a sudden over the loudspeaker is there a licensed medical professional on board? What? Like, I have been flying since I was 7. I've never heard that. Um, there were a few nurses, actually, thankfully, and unfortunately, but maybe fortunately, there was a person in the front, and I don't know. There's two theories of information. Some people said the person was having a stroke. Another person was saying a heart attack. Either way, we're sending love. And, sometimes, yes, that's obviously not the greatest, but, you know, if they were all alone somewhere and, at least they were on an airplane, with licensed medical professionals. So hopefully that is working out for the best for them. I'm very hopeful. But yeah, so they're up front dealing with that. And then all of a sudden, like, these alarms start going off. And it's like, what is that? Well, apparently it's the smoke alarm in the bathroom. And one of the flight attendants comes, running and bang, bang, the cop knock on the back door there. And this guy comes out like, what? Are you vaping in there? Are you smoking? It turns out it wasn't him, but it was like this big altercation. And then another lady ended up, confessing to it that it was her. But it was very intense emotion back where we were with over that. And so much going on. And then the announcement that we will be making an emergency landing somewhere else. And, before we even left, there was this hurry of, the announcements. They were like, hurry up, get in your seat, let's go. We got to move fast. There's a lot of connections on this flight. Okay. So most of this flight has a connecting flight somewhere else, right? So we got to move, stay on time. And then the announcement, we're diverting someplace else to get this person to the hospital, which everybody was so gracious, about and applauded when the person got off. So that was nice. So that gets me. So, yeah, so then we're there. We are going to go back to our original destination, but of course we're going to land about 2 hours later than originally planned. So all of us are missing our connecting flights. And it is what it is, right? So, we're just kind of like, what do we do next? Looking at the updates. And I just kind of figured, you know what? I'm going to, I did a lot of work in this retreat about being in the unknown, right? Embracing those feminine qualities. So I am just going to stay in that zone. Just take the flight. I will go talk to the customer service people when we get there and figure out what my options are from that point. And truly, I mean, worst case scenario, it's like a 2.5 hour drive if I had to get a car or something. I didn't want to because I'd already driven quite a bit. It was late, but I still had that option. So we get to where we're going. My connecting flight was delayed and I still missed it by like 10 minutes. So I was like, but we go and find out, what our options are. And there's another flight, right? Well, so we're in line for about an hour to get there. And so now there's another flight in about a half an hour, but it's totally booked. And I said, let's roll the dice. And so we went on standby. And would you believe we made it on? I think we were the last ones to make it on. The three of us made it on and made it to our Raleigh-Durham airport. And then here was the greatest miracle of all. Our luggage made it with us. I couldn't believe it. I was so impressed. I don't know how they did that, but I'm so grateful and I am so impressed. And I rested all day yesterday after all of that. It was a long day of travel, but it was very eventful and quite honestly, I think a pretty good story. So I wanted to share it with you. But to get on to my topic at hand, as I'm already prattling on so long, one of the things that came up, not even in the retreat, but in a conversation I was having with one of the most beautiful women that I know. Her name is Ksenia, and she does energy work, and she's so amazing. And we ended up in this conversation. I'm remembering how it started, but anyway, there's so many stories of people that hurt you, right? We've all been in those situations where we've felt hurt, where we've maybe felt betrayed by someone. And it's so easy to get caught up in that dichotomy, good, bad, good or evil, and right or wrong, and Cassidia reminded me of, this school of thought that we, before we come here, we come to have this earthly experience, this human experience, to feel, to grow, to just become even more, to transform, and to become an even higher version of ourselves, right? And before we do that, it's almost like we sort of set things up like we're these beautiful souls, right? And we're all so pure and light and wonderful, and we decide to come and have this human experience. And a lot of times it's like, I need to have this lesson in order to grow, right? We need challenges in order to grow, because if everything's hunky dory all the time, it's just like, woo, we coast, right? We're not going to work at getting better. It's like, no, thanks, I'm good, you know? So those challenges are what give us the motivation to grow and to become better and to transform and transcend and all of that amazing stuff. So before we come, some of our beautiful souls around us will say, well, I'll make a deal with you. I'll come be that challenge for you. And it's like, but that's going to be hard on you. I know it is, but it's okay. I want to do this for you. And so you make this agreement. And so when you come here and have this human experience, that's them showing up to give you that challenge that they agreed to do for your highest good. They did this for you so that you could grow and become the best version of you. And I just like sit with that for a minute. When you think about that, is that so amazing? And I know, of course, I've been through my things, but then being that empath person that I am, when I see others going through too, I just sort of want to help, and I want to, but that's not my place. That's not my place. They've got to learn it. They had this agreement, and it's okay. And it's just it's a really wonderful reminder to have that empathy for that person and to not let them forget who they really are too. So showing them some love and some compassion so that they don't, forget themselves and their true being. And I really wanted to share with you. So this was something that I learned about some time ago, and it's actually a children's book, but it's called The Little Soul in the Sun, and it's basically a children's book that really tells that story. Just that philosophy, that thought. And it's a children's parable adapted from Conversations with God, which I think is the adult book. So, but it's by Neil Donald Walsh, and it's really just quite a beautiful book. Worth having, maybe worth reading to the kids. If you've got, honestly, I think for kids of all ages, I know a lot of adults that just got this book to read it. It's like 5-minute read. So, 10-minute read. And so, but just, really beautiful and just really nice to have around as this reminder that we're all one. We're all connected. It's not that one person is right and one person is wrong. We're just all here having this experience, and we're all, here to, excuse me, I have an alarm going off. There we go. We're all here to challenge each other so we can all grow. We're all here for becoming the best version of ourselves. We choose to be here in this time with these people, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So that was my story and my wisdom for today. I would love to hear how you feel about that. Does that reframe things for you? What do you think? What do you think about that? Or do you say, no, I'm pissed, and that's okay. Your emotions are there for a reason, as long as you don't stay in that place, right? If you want to feel that anger and that resentment in the moment, of course, feel it. Don't suppress it, because then it's going to get stuck. Feel it, let it work its way through and move on. And then, right, then we go through those phases. Then you can go ahead and understand the person and understand that they were there. And it's funny, I really chose to talk about this because we had that conversation, and then I heard, then I saw another thing about, oh goodness, now I just had it in my head a little while ago too, but it was basically like a social media post that really sort of said that same thing. It really affirmed what I've just talked about, just that idea of, people bringing you these challenges. And then I also listened to a podcast where the person was saying, they met this person, and her guides told her, this is a gift. which basically means you're about to be challenged, And so that's what they do. They call it a gift. And that's what it is. It's a gift to help you grow. So when I just heard so many of these same recurring themes, like in, a matter of maybe about 24 hours, I figured, I think that's our topic for today. So I hope that this talks to you, that it speaks to you, that you heard it, and that it helps. I would love to hear what you think. I am back. I'm so excited to be back, and I feel amazing. You can catch me here on Wednesday morning at 9:30 for Clarity with Kalua, where I draw an oracle card for our divine guidance for the week. And I'll be back again next Monday at 9:30 for Imperfectly Amazing. And if you oh, and let me tell you, our Crave program, we have this Friday is our monthly Crave call. So I don't have the title up yet, but essentially we're going to be tapping into the energy of the season. We have winter solstice coming up, and how do we do that? Like, how do we just really work with the energy that's happening right now in order to, you know, be our highest selves, to reach our highest good. So I'll get a little more clarity on that. I'm just getting back, vacation brain. So that's happening this Friday. And yeah, it's going to be so wonderful. So if you are interested in checking out Crave, it's mycrave.club. Would love, love, love to have you there. It's such a great program where we really just connect. It's, the sisterhood, and it's about connecting, reconnecting to that intuition, to your feminine power, and just really becoming that goddess that you are. She's already in there. She's already in there. We just need to let her out. So let's do that and really transform. Reach out if you have any questions. I am here for you. I love you. Have an amazing day, amazing week. I'll see you soon. Bye, loves.